last race, I felt like the flute and the medallions would be the troll ones. I feel like our troll this time around is going to be something like the bow, unless it proves me wrong and starts with that. Gloves on the beginnings. Oh wow.
Wow.
That is pointing towards a really fast Dark World, and we have a map check already. Eastern Palace is number 5, and the other 2 are just regular crystals. So we've got all Dark World pendants. So there's a high chance that there's going to be no Turtle Rock, no Mire. That's a real high chance right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to get the first check here. Hammer start. They have pretty much Dark World access, and once they get a Moon Pearl, which let's see what happens next here, huh? It's gonna be funny if they get that Moon Pearl on the. Yeah, I was about to say that's red, but not Moon Pearl. Oh yeah. Man.
Hammer and Power Glove first 2 chests.
Just wow, man! I've not seen Hammer and Glove in the first 2 first 2 checks. I've seen a lot of weapons in the beginning. Seen like bow. I've seen bow, fire rod, and cane all in the beginning. But seeing that many items already set up for Dark World access, I doubt we get. You know what? Aga might still be required. Watch them have a important item on the ledge over in Lumberjack. Watch it be the Moon Pearl on ledge or something like that.
Well, we'll see. We're still a little early for that. We are going to escape with Hammer. That's 10% sword damage. It's pretty easy actually, but the hitbox is wonky, and we have the cane.
Yeah, the cane of Samaria early. Oh man, they're getting a lot of the weapon items again, and yeah, the hitbox for the hammer is definitely short, but the fact that it does the level 3 sword damage, which we call tempered sword or bacon sword, whichever one you want to call it, is pretty nice. A lot of these runners at the 2-in-1 and the this level of play will know how to use the hammer. And they're trying. The reason why they're killing all these guards is they're trying to find actual bombs, not just bomb upgrades. So we're hoping for an early bomb drop, so they don't have to worry about the back of escape. So,
well, with that glove early, they can come back anytime.
It's still sort of an out of the way check. You really don't want to have to come back. You're already going past it. So early bombs would just be really nice here, which chances are they most people find them. It's very rare that you have somebody just have to leave without a bomb. Oh, that's a nice drop right there. Full magic, already starting all the way full. And we saw 2 different ball and chain guard strats here. We saw the 1 pot, 1 hammer strike, and 2 hammer strikes. Both of them are about equal. Probably doing the 2 hammers if you can get them in pretty quick is a lot faster than doing the pot and hammer strat. Probably going to take out one of these guards. No, okay. He went past him. I thought he might try to kill at least one of them.
Well, maybe on their way to the mentor. There are a few guards that are more nearby on the path.
Yeah, the most common place to start killing enemies is going to be the snakes in the actual dark escape, because they actually have a higher loot table. So you'll end up getting a better chance for having bomb drop there. This is also a common place that you'll see them stop, kill maybe 2 of the guards, and then keep going. Veetorp going for the money, understanding that he's going to probably have to buy bombs on the way out as well, and whenever he gets to the village. I don't like saying the name because I have a hard time saying it. But right now, Megawott has a little bit of a lead on Veetorp, but it's going to be caught up pretty quick. It's just a matter of when somebody stops to get a bomb, when a bomb drop happens. Escape usually goes about the same amount of time, usually less than 7 minutes.
So the snakes are here. So far, nothing.
Wow, that was an empty drop. Just one single rupee. Single rupee all day.
Well,
Arrows.
they don't need the bombs for escape now. You can bomb close.
That definitely helps. Early boots as well is something else. Somebody give me this seed, please. And while we're getting this, getting on our way over to the actual back of escape, I do want to give a quick shout out to our tracker, Corito, doing a fantastic job making sure all these items are on your screen so you know what's going on, as well as our restreamer. I want to call out Hanson, doing a very good job of that, and my co-commentator, Blasteg. Definitely give all these guys a follow. They deserve your love and all that kind of stuff as well. And of course the runners. You gotta love the runners. They're doing your entertainment today, so please follow them as well.
Meanwhile, at back of escape, we have the hook shot as well. It's not as useful as movement option once you have the boots, but it opens out East Dash Mountain if if the runner want to sequence break up there right now.
Yeah, they could definitely take a sequence break with the without the lamp, because honestly that's one of the first dark rooms that most people learn is the dark room for Old Man. So I think we're going to see a pretty soon sequence break. We're going to definitely see the typical route go up. Stopping here at the Bonk Rocks is definitely a good idea because it's already here. You already have your boots, and you're going to go up, check the flippers early too. Wow, man, what is this seed? This seed is being nice to these guys.
Yep.
But without a doubt, they're going to go check the early locations, going to check up in Lost Woods. Megawatt's going to go the south route instead of going up all the way north and checking what's in the Lumberjack Cave. So Veetorp's going to have a little bit more information here than Megawatt, which not a bad thing.
Mining 20s on the triple, useful when you still need the money.
I don't think Veetorp meant to kill that bush crab. Let's see if there's something useful. 20 rupees. So Aga, probably not required. Unless the Moon Pearl is just hiding somewhere on the pyramid or possibly in the checkerboard cave. Aga's probably dead at this point.
Oh, 3 bombs from bush crab.
That's nice. Looks like Megawatt's just going to elect to go ahead and buy his bombs. 400 rupees early. Yeah, I'd do the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, speak of Moon Pearl.
There's your Moon Pearl.
All right, so here's the deal. And the rest of my races from here on out, I'm going to have Hanson actually generate my seed, please. Because, for real, this is a insane... They already have Dark World access. We are not even 9 minutes in Dark World access.
Checking the library, and race again probably going to check the corridor from south to north here.
Yeah, and both runners do have hook shot. So, that is definitely something going on. And the first bottle also on... Oh, wow.
So yeah, that south to north route is going to pay off because Veetorp is going to need to a little backtrack for the sick kid if he doesn't find a bottle. Oh, never mind. There's a bottle in Brian's hut.
Yep. And I mean, with the boots, backtracking in CAC is not that big of a deal. You're zooming around at the speed of light. So, but that's this is being nice to them, giving them a bottle early and letting them come back around from the north or south to check sick kid, giving them a medallion early. One thing we have not seen is the bow yet, which don't tell me I'm also been clairvoyant in this as well.
And half magic from the sick kid, always nice to have.
Yeah, early half magic is really nice because then you can start filling out your items. And see what's going on with that. So early mitts too. Early mitts too.
Do you just enter the dark world here? You have 4 hearts, green mail.
This is something else. This is something else. So right now, going into Dark World would be interesting. There's a lot of checks that have been not done in the south of Hyrule. I still think we're going to be staying in the Light World. One of these runners is definitely staying in the Light World. I feel like we might have our first divergence, where one may go directly to Dark World and just take what the seed's telling them, and the other one may go to, South Hyrule and check all those other checks. Megawott may be the one to do that, to go to Dark World, because he went from south to north, and Veetorp is going from north to south. So, doing their virtual high five somewhere around the bottle vendor.
Yep.
Which I'm sure Veetorp checked?
Yeah, I think he did.
I hope so. I don't know if he got extra cash or not. That's going to be really bad if he didn't, because he looks like he's only got 394.
I think he checked that. He got a lot of. He got about this amount more than Mega out of Escape already.
Okay, he did. Their chat's confirming he did check it. Okay.
Megawott is straight to Dark World, as you predicted. Map check, Green Pendant, Swamp, and other pendant is Turtle Rock and Palace of Darkness. 6 crystal and ice.
So that means the Fat Fairy, to get Fat Fairy would be Eastern Palace and ice, and other than the fire source for ice, we are looking at a possible dead Fat Fairy. I don't think there's going to be anything there. Still possible, but we're waiting for Fire Rod or for Bombos to really have ice relevant. Veetorp is going to go to Hype Cave right away. Don't blame him at all. It's an early check. We don't have Mirror yet, so he's not going to be able to get out of Dark World, but they're leaving all of these Dark World checks, or Light World checks, excuse me, they're leaving them undone. That's going to be interesting to see when they go back to that, considering how fast the seed sent them to the Dark World. Yeah, so our pendants were Pod and Skull Woods, and then Turtle Rock.
Pendant are Pod, Turtle Rock, and green is as Swamp.
Swamp was green, excuse me. Green Swamp. My mistake. Fetch quest, blue mail, and the first sword. Megawatt taking a death, but I believe that was unplanned. That was definitely unplanned. Where did he come in at?
He's trying to bump John to the big chest, having that big key not coming through.
Yeah, he missed it by a little bit because he walked into that little electric dude, which happens. But Veetorp has found that first sword, so that's big. That was definitely a hype cave. I would define that as hype. Blue mail, sword. I've honestly just those alone. Early Dark World with 5 hearts and no blue mail. Now having blue mail, definitely hype.
Speaking of sword, yeah, we do have another sword.
Ooh, I don't know if that was on purpose.
No, I don't think so. Megawatt's Dark World chat is cut short.
Hanson, we're gonna have to talk, buddy. We're gonna have to talk, buddy. Like, for real. A mirror now? Like,
so, yeah.
So why don't we just let them go to Ganon at 30 minutes? Oh man, a 14 and a half minute blacksmith check.
So, Veetorp Stock South Shore first paying off with that mirror. He can now, after the smith can go back for the purple chest and potentially do the mini model cave with that mirror as well.
So there's still a lot of. There's the third sword. That's sword number 3. So, sword in Hype Cave, sword in Skull Woods, sword in the dam. So, are we going to find a 4th sword in Mini Moldorm Cave?
Oh yeah, Veetorp having the mushroom from Hype K is going to execute the fake powder glitch. Has got to waste all his magic first. With half magic and only sources came from somewhere, it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, I might have started using some ether. Making sure that he didn't need to go back and possibly use that. If you're not careful, in some areas, if you press the button fast enough and you actually activate it again while the little bullets are on screen, you actually slightly refill your magic. So it's a glitch that is known in version 1, which is interesting because it's mainly done in Ganon's Tower, at the beginning of Ganon's Tower. But he's going to check the fake powder, which what you do, you press the cane and then you immediately press start on the beginning of the noise and then switch over to the red mail apparently. Switch over to the mushroom and it will let you do a fake powder because in Randomizer there is no error message. So,
Actually, even with error message, it's doable. It's just a little more strange on the timing. I've tried it and it works even with the error message.
that is interesting. I did not know that. I've tried it myself and I could never get it to work. So, but yeah, we're looking at tempered and red mail at 16 minutes in. We've found 3 of the 4 swords between the 2 of our runners, and oddly enough, Veetorp has one of the ones that Megawatt has not found, and Megawatt has the other 2. So they're basically checking other spots. So a lot of difference in routing choices here. We're going to get a hobo check. 10 arrows, and we are going to get a left behind chest for a moment.
Yeah, so with the purple chest, you cannot dash, but with a well-timed hook shot, you can dash after you use the hook shot, but the timing is also pretty precise.
Yeah, you can also do a dash after taking a hit. Also, it's also pretty precise on that as well. You see it often with the big bomb whenever they're traveling with that. Doing a quick Agena check and also what's on the desert ledge. Megawatt actually going and checking the Zora area with checking the waterfall, which I like this check because you have enough. Cane of Brian, we have both canes, dual wielding now. It's actually kind of nice to have considering this is not a healthy seed. It's going to make Thieves Town a little bit easier to do. So.
Mm-hmm. Also, when did Megawatt got the 1,000 rupees?
Probably from the few of the checks that he's done. He probably got a couple of big drops that we just didn't notice. Because I think I saw him get one 300 drop at least in the meantime. So what is the life lesson today, Zora? Here, stab them with this. That's the life lesson. Use an arrow, win the game. Yeah, and I agree with chat right now. The way this is going, we're looking at this being Mire, Ether, and all they're waiting for is Flute and Bow to finish this. It's like, really, as it stands, minimal required item right now would be Fire Rod, Bow. And, of course, just assuming that Ether is Mire. We would need Flute, Fire Rod, Bow. That's minimum. We're 3 items away from theoretical go mode.
A dark room mode, but I think they can do dark rooms. I think.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that most people in 2-1 can probably do the majority of dark rooms. Even Mire, I don't doubt it. That's where he got all the money from right there. This cave.
Yeah. So Megawott returned to the Dark World for his revenge. She's going south this time for Thieves Town.
Yeah, and I was just as far as like go mode, I was just talking about minimalistic. Like technically, lamp is required for go mode. For like the actual go mode, what the legit game is wanting you to do. But most people take that as a suggestion. They don't really take it as I need lamp. Uncle's weapon was remind me again, what was it? It was hammer. They got hammer this time around. I was sitting there trying to think about it because we've seen so many items since then. And Village of Outcasts not showing much. Pretty empty, but they've gotten, wow, a lot of stuff already. So not surprised somewhere is empty. Our
Megawott.
official...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, just saying Megawott is going to Thieves Town while Veetorp is also entering Dark World now.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to point out is that our real first dungeon that we can complete has been entered. We went into Skull Woods, but we found a sword, but couldn't complete it because we didn't have fire on it. So Thieves Town is fully completable at this point, including the big chest. So. And we already got the big key, so let's see what else. 20 rupees. And what is this last chest going to hold? The compass. So it is very possible in the current version for the keys that are not required for progression. For instance, you do not need the big key for Skull Woods to complete the dungeon. That can be locked behind the big key chest. The small key in this dungeon can be locked behind the big key chest as well, because it is required to get into it, but not required to beat the dungeon. So you can actually get around that by it being in that chest. So that is very possible here as well. And both our runners are now in Thieves Town. Now, this is actually an interesting thing to point out. Megawatt's actually in Thieves Town with only green mail, which he hasn't gone to Hype Cave yet, and he hasn't done Magic Bat. So that's pretty wild. He's in here with green mail, 3 hearts. Veetorp has got about 5.5 hearts with red mail, so nothing's really going to hurt Veetorp in here.
Yep. In contrast, those creatures will take 2 hearts of Megawatts if they connect. Although to be fair, the spikes, the fireballs in this dungeon doesn't care what mail you have.
Yeah. Most anywhere you go, spikes and the fireballs don't care which ones you have. They ignore any kind of damage reduction. So thought we were about to see a stun prize there from Megawatt, but he decided to continue and not waste time on killing things, which okay, there we go. Let's see if we end up getting a stun prize. It is magic. Small magic is not a bad stun prize if it is I don't know, if you're using a lot of magic. Right now, you've got half magic, and the only thing you have that uses magic actively other than ether, which I don't really consider that an active use. You're not going to ether every room, is the Cannon Samaria. So they're really not using any magic. So not totally useful right now.
Yep. For Megawott, he also has the Burma. He can use it this fight, but he can, if you you execute script well, he does not need that.
Yeah, the blind fight is one of those ones that if you miss the script, it can get out of hand. So having in the blue cane is really nice. If he's not careful, though, Yeah, there you go. I was going to say he was going to take a hit and die unless he used his cane or used his potion, which cane might as well use it. Your green male going against blind, even doing script, it's possible to get hit and go off script. So
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, Thieves Town coming up pretty empty. Not much in here, which not too surprised. So let's see where he goes after this. It's going to be interesting to find out. He's probably going to try to do most of his Southern Dark World checks and probably do the same thing that Veetorp did. Go through, check up, Peg Cave. He's not grabbing Jeremiah right away, though, so he's going to do Peg Cave without Jeremiah.
He doesn't have mirror yet. He's going to be pleasantly surprised if he wants to do the digging game before the park. He will find his mirror there.
Yes. Good point. Good point. I honestly completely forgot he didn't get mirror yet. So this is probably going to be the script that we were looking to see from Megawatt, but Veetorp's going to knock that out. 1, 2, and an early drop. So the script is a little bit off. But Veetorp dodging very well, and he's about to get blind down. So Megawatt's going to see his mirror and go, well, okay, I guess I'll go do our Jeremiah drop then. Wasn't very many digs in either.
Yeah, I think he was already planning to do the frog, to just make it easier. He was playing on a frog world tour. Now he's just flashing right back.
Yeah. I figured as much as well. You always want to check digging game first because any follower, including the purple chest, is going to make him go, oh, you can't be here. And even if you make the purple chest stay behind so far away, Alec Baldwin decides that he still sees the chest. So right now we've kind of hit a little bit of a slump, and Veetorp's going to be the first one with his tempered sword because he's going to be heading into Skull Woods right now, which, good check. Very good check to do. But interestingly enough, I don't think Megawatt has the mushroom, does he? Where was the mushroom?
Hype Cave.
It was in Hype Cave. Okay. So yeah, we're not going to get the magic back check for Megawatt yet. So he's probably going to be getting his Hype Cave mail first and then coming back at some later date. He might even be skipping over that. Red mail is not entirely necessary, but having blue mail is definitely nice. Whoops.
So we have a few locations. Veetorp did not check. He can check the South Grove mirror location. Yeah, Veetorp did not check that because he went past here, then get the mirror.
Yeah, Veetorp went this way differently. He routed it a little bit differently because he actually went to Hype Cave first instead of going to Thieves Town. So we'll see if there's anything progression-wise here. There's our fourth sword. So as far as who got the tempered sword first, it was Megawatt. That's interesting. So, and yeah, blue mail is not necessary either, but it helps in early Dark World without 10 hearts or higher. So, like, it's one of those things that people like to see while it's not necessary. Red mail is way more unnecessary in the broad scheme of things, though. So, but we're going to see that Gary has nothing here. Megawatt's going to check this. Be a little bit disappointed. I wonder if he goes over to Agena right now. Looks like he's going back into Dark World.
Yep, he's going to his Hype Cave.
Yep, that's exactly where he's headed, his Hype Cave. I was wondering if he might check Swamp, but he's definitely checking Hype Cave, which, yes, that's the check you do.
So Veetorp checked the Bomber Ledge. It was nothing. It's going to a Graveyard Ledge. Meanwhile, Megawott. Oh.
Yeah, Megawatt taking another death here in the Dark World. But luckily enough, you can start right at Link's house. Not that much of a time loss here. Now, as far as where the swords were, we had one in Swamp, we had one in Hype Cave, we have one in the Dam, and one in the south of Grove. So all 4 swords were pretty easily accessible. So first with gold sword is going to be Megawatt, which is crazy. For all 4 swords before we even get a second crystal at 30 minutes in. Boom, and there is the 4th sword, gold sword. Butter is in the house. So from here, I'm kind of waiting for them to start dipping some more dungeons, but right now the thing is, Pod doesn't look very good because you don't have bow. It's very easily bow locked. You're not going to go to Eastern really because you don't have bow, but at the same time, they're missing the Sahashvala check. Veetorp did check Ice Rod Cave. At least I'm pretty sure he did. I remember seeing it. He's going to check the mushroom.
So the only dungeon that they can focus right now is Swamp, but that's a green pendant. Do you do that?
Depending on how many overworld locations I've exhausted, yeah. I probably would. Actually, in Veetorp's situation right now, I would. Because it's something I can do. It's also another location that if I start going, if I'm going to go to Sahashvala after this anyway, go ahead and check Swamp.
So Veetorp is routing Catfish and the holds around the main altogether.
Very good routing. Very, very good routing. He's going to be getting all of Zora, all of Catfish, the waterfall, and he may even dip Pod. It's a thing. It's a thing to do, but at the same time, with no bow, again, you can easily be bow locked, but he has a potion.
Yep.
So he could do the potion glitch if he really wanted to, which is an interesting setup. You use the potion while you have not locked your camera before you make it to the actual mimics, and you use it while you're walking left, and then you stay along the right wall and go in the door, and you just make the mimics go off the screen, and it opens the door.
Yep.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, I'm sure everybody does by now, Veetorp is actually one of the developers of the Randomizer. So he is he's an old pro and knows a lot of the the ins and outs of this game. It's his baby. He's created a lot of the concoctions with like retro key sanity, things like that. It's fun to watch. It's definitely fun to watch. So we're not going to see fake powder from Megawott. He just turned it in.
Mm-hmm.
Veetorp electing to leave that arrow there. And he's just going to go right over to Eastern Palace. He's going to check Sahashvala, which, not a bad check. Or, never mind. Forgot he hasn't checked Hobo yet.
Mm-hmm. So Death Mountain sequence break is looking tempting, but there's also, it's not in logic yet. But I think I will do that because that's the whole mountain other than Ether tablet available.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit available over there. That is absolutely true. And yeah, you know, the sequence break is a thing. It's like you kind of want to wait and see what the seed wants you to do. You kind of want to see if it's going to give you the lamp or give you the flute to get up there. Because a lot of it's going to be hingent on what is it wanting you to do. But I think Veetorp might be doing the swamp play. Like I said, in his position, I would do the swamp play.
And Megawatt is doing a Death Mountain play. Well, he can get information that whether he will find the lamp or flute down there if he finds the other.
He's going to south of Grove. I guess he might be coming back to Swamp. He just faked us out.
Yeah, with Old Man, you dash the same speed you walk. Old Man special, silver arrows.
Old Man holding the key to killing Ganon, huh? What is Ganon gonna say? Did you find my did you find the silver arrows off my grandfather? Okay, so Veetorp's going north.
So about the folk here, a minor correction. They may not have access to Hera, folk here Hera yet because they lack a fire source to do that. But we might find them up here as well.
Yeah, I mean the sequence break without the lantern is I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's a weird sequence break because you gotta kind of think, well, what is it gonna give me to go up there? And I usually like the idea of getting up to Death Mountain as soon as I can, getting that save and quit spot. It's not a bad play, but hopefully they don't get fire locked here, because if the big key's in the basement, that's gonna hurt. And right now that compass, it's a 50-50 shot here, because if it's small key, you're heading down. Okay, so we're not locked quite. We're not locked. So he may only be able to get one item though, because it could be the second item locked down there, which that's unfortunate when that happens. So, but Veetorp's actually going to be doing the pod / Eastern play. He's actually going to be checking Sahashla first. This could possibly be where the bow's at. It could have been the play the whole time. Expecting you to come here, get bow and lamp all at once. Well, Veetorp doesn't need to worry about that powder. he already knows what's over there, so.
So with map and compass, we confirm the Mordor have to drop the second item. If he drops a small key, we have an isolated location.
Which will be very unfortunate. Having an isolated location is just not that fun. Kind of makes you worry. Even though it's not going to be entirely locked out, it's not going to be entirely isolated, because there will be a tablet check. So having a tablet check alongside of that makes it a little less painful, but still painful nonetheless. So we'll see what happens as far as his Moldorm kill. It's going to be an easy one. 2 slashes, Moldorm's dead.
Meanwhile, Klaus Darkly's Bolak, he opted not to use the potion glitch. He's going to Eastern to check the 3 items.
Don't blame him at all.
Yeah, potentially only 2. Let's depend on who's the armor test one.
Yeah, there's a big potential of only 2 items. You're definitely going to get 2 items in Eastern. That's it. So you can get a third one if the items are playing nice, and so far they are. If he gets a big key in the next chest, he'll be good to go. So. Big key right there, perfect. So now the chances of him having all 3 items are actually going to be very high, but it's still going to be a sequence break to get to the vanilla big key chest. So we're going to get a he's going to be jumping back over to Old Man, getting his health back, and going on the east side of Death Mountain with a hook shot and checking what's going on there.
Where all the meats are. Oh, I mean the chests are. So with that mirror in hand, he can take the Southern Portal and use the mirror to do Paradox Cave and Super Bunny Cave at once. Obviously not to do that, he might want to use the Turtle Rock Portal instead.
couple of different options here. I mean, and honestly, this sequence break is not paying off. There's really nothing over here. We'll see what happens because he still needs to go Dark World, and he's got Hookshot Cave too. So there's still quite a few more spots to check. I mean, I'm hoping that he finds something because usually a sequence break needs to pay off.
I mean, this I think this location Veetorp will check it as well, sequence break or not. So I don't think it's just that much of a time loss. Just you do it earlier than Veetorp.
Well, Armos Knights is going to have the map, so that's fortunate to be able to check all those locations, and know that you're bow locked, so you need to find. Need to actually find the bow to get through there. That's going to help a lot. So.
Yeah, looks like Veetorp is going on this mountain as well.
All right, so going to Super Bunny Cave, and that's aptly named because in the Super Bunny state, when you come in and don't have Moon Pearl, you can come in here and fall down a hole and actually get the ability to open chests. So you have the ability to get through here without having the Moon Pearl and check some chests. So.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say the bow is here. I was about to ask you where would they go next, but obviously he's going to go clear Pod and Eastern.
Well, Eastern, sure. Pod is a pendant, so I actually go if they find a lamp here, I would consider desert first.
So Veetorp is about to be doing the same thing that Megawatt just did. The value went up exponentially when he found that bow and book. So he's going to be able to go back, check on the tablet, but that does leave that isolated location. We're still looking for a fire rod, ideally.
Looks like straight to Eastern. He start checking the Eastern tablet. Or wait, is he doing swamp? No. I think he's pondering his choice. He has too many choices right now.
Yeah, I think that was definitely one of those moments of, well, where do I go now? Because honestly, I've had those moments where if the seed gives you too much, you're just like, I don't know which way to go. So I'm not surprised he's heading over towards Eastern. I mean, he's not going to find much. A pod dip is not a bad idea. A pod dip is really not a bad idea because you don't know what's locked in there, and it's. I don't know. The value of pendant dungeons in version 29, it just seems higher. So we'll see what goes on.
Well, if I want to dive the pen dungeon, I would dive swamp first because that's 7 items compared to part 5.
Yeah. But going into Eastern, finishing this, you're going to get a crystal. Honestly, you're going to get your second. You're going to get your first of the 2 Fat Fairy crystals. So that is important because once we find a actual attacking version of fire, Bombos or Fire Rod, we can go clear Ice Palace. That would be great. So, but right now there's there's very little we can do to clear. He can go to Desert Palace after this and actually do most of Desert Palace. He cannot get to the back though.
Well, can't get to the molars. He can stare at the torches.
Yeah, he can stare at them and maybe try to spark something with a, I don't know, mirror, maybe holding up, trying to get the tinder down. I have no idea. He's got silvers. He can maybe shoot an arrow at it. I don't know, catch it on fire. Certainly try. Veetorp finding out the unfortunate news that it's going to be a minute before you can come back and get that chest. For all we know, the lamp may be required to get the fire rod from that chest. Plenty of trolley things can happen, so.
Especially since our Death Mountain dip does not tell us what our Death Mountain assets would be, so we're still looking for both of them, the items.
Yeah, we're still wondering where Lamp is at, because this is a sequence break. Everything over here right now is an entire sequence break. So we don't know, that Lamp's got to be somewhere accessible by logic. So, or the fire rod and or the flute. Like the fire rod would be needed to get whatever's in there, but that's the thing. The fire rod's not going to be locked up here. We knew we weren't going to find fire rod up here if we didn't find the flute. So there's a lot of little logic stuff here. So yeah, if the lamp was in swamp, then yes, this isn't logic. They would just need to go to swamp first, or lamp on Sahasrahla, another very in logic thing. So full clearing swamp and going over to Sahasrahla to get the lamp. Heck, for all we know, Saha is holding the keys to the fire rod. And Veetorp's going to be happy to see what's coming up here shortly. He's going to be happy after he goes to Dark World, gets his bow.
Megawott is going to change the hardest dark room in Eastern, the Igor room. So with Ghost Sword, you can actually don't need a bow. You can just slash the Igor.
Yeah, that dark room is usually it's one of the I wouldn't say harder ones, but it could be hard. You can kind of get lost in there, and if the other Igor is hitting you and knocking you around, you got to be careful. But if you got Gold Sword, they're one slice and dead. You don't even have to hit them with an arrow. So if you get up there and get in that relative range and start swinging, you'll kill them pretty easily. So.
Yeah, with Ghost Sword, Green Igor actually dies in one slash, so you can just mash your B button once you creep forward to get that.
And don't blink, otherwise Armos will die, and he's dead. So, yeah, Hanson says exactly what I was thinking there. And Veetorp, bow, book, the Super B Cave. So Veetorp's probably going to be thinking, should I go desert? Should I go eastern? Should I go back that way? He's going to be thinking long and hard about that because he already checked over there. It's an easy, quick kill dungeon, so he knows nothing is over there, so he knows progression isn't there. Probably going to leave eastern for later. So unless he decides to go dip pod, which at this point, they gotta make this Swamp Palace place soon. There's really not much else to do. I'm surprised Megawatt's not maybe considering desert. He might head that way and put up a portal just to check it real quick.
Yep. So we just confirmed Turtle Rock is Bombos from Veetorp side.
Yeah, so Bombos is not found. That's even though Turtle Rock is a pendant, I've seen a lot of pendant required Turtle Rocks. Just the last seed, Flute was in Turtle Rock. Pendant Turtle Rock, as a matter of fact, just to clarify that.
300 on easy tablet, so Megawatt did not lose much.
Now, Megawatt also is opting to not go check Bombo's tablet, so he's going directly into Swamp Palace, which I agree with the play. I may have checked Bombo's tablet first. So Veetorp going to find out there's a whole lot of nothing over here in Spike Cave. That's unfortunate, but these runners right now are neck and neck. Even though Megawatt's got a little bit of an advantage on the crystals end, they've checked pretty similar locations, and Veetorp is honestly got a few more locations than Megawatt does. So if Megawatt doesn't find any value over here in Swamp, which is going to be very slim to say there's probably not going to be anything here.
Big key early, always a good sign.
Yeah, I don't mind an early big key in Swamp. It lets you check it, kind of like an early big key over in Skull Woods. Lets you check another location. Always got it in the back of your head, hoping that it's not locked in there. It always makes you go, huh, I don't know. But Veetorp's probably going to check that Bombo's tablet first. I can't imagine he wouldn't do that. He may just go ahead and do the dip right away. Yeah, also skipping the Bombo's tablet. So he's going to go right into Swamp. So we're getting a little bit of a sync up here. Not entirely, but they're both going similar locations. So Veetorp's knowledge of Eastern Palace, like I said, he's not going back that way. He's not going to go that way until he knows he has to kill that boss.
Yeah, that's right before Ganon actually, or he needs the Pyramid Fairy.
I can, he'll wait until he needs to check Pyramid Fairy right before Ganon when he knows he's go mode, or in the event that he needs to find another item and go check Pod and just knock out Eastern Palace at the same time. So Ice Rod in the south chest below the big key. That's an interesting find. You kind of don't like seeing that. With Turtle Rock being a pendant, you don't like seeing Ice Rod.
I wouldn't mind because that didn't actually open Turtle Rock. The only thing I wouldn't want to see right now is Bumbles.
Yeah, Ice Rod serves no other purpose. Like it's pointing towards, oh Lord, don't give me Bombos now. It's like it's talking to you, saying, I might send you to TR.
So about that Bumbles tablet, I imagine both of the runners will check it after the swamp and then go straight to desert as well.
Yeah, that's actually good routing. Very good point. So Megawatt is opting just to go straight north, go right to big old boss man Argus. I wonder if Veetorp's going to check left side. Is he going to opt to do that? Hey, Lamp and Swamp. We called that earlier. Grabbing that first key, jumping down, and doing pretty similar routing to Megawatt. Let's see what he does. So we are now in logic for everything they have, but they can now check Hera basement. Who knows what's up there?
And more importantly, they can beat that Molus. So a desert check is almost guaranteed at this point.
Yeah, definitely. And Veetorp is going left. So we'll see if this routing choice is going to help. But yeah, that is definitely the truth right there. That awesome fact that they have the ability to clear out Desert Palace now just works. I think that is, we do not have the compass, so there's one item in the left side.
I think we saw a compass in the south 2 chest. I'm not entirely sure.
You are correct. I completely forgot about that. So there is 2 items in the left side, which Veetorp is going to see. Megawatt's not. So we've seen the map, the chest, and the map, the compass, and the big key. So there could be value over here on the left side that Megawatt's leaving behind. shovel on Bombos. Heard you like fetch quests, so here's a fetch quest, dog.
God's not going to give you things for you. You gotta dig it yourself.
So let's see what we got. I think we've already checked. Yeah, Veetorp already checked Agina earlier, and it was, I think, a whole lot of nothing. Let's see what is left side. 20. Not much. Is there value? The fire rod is in the left side of swamp. That's huge. Huge fine. Ouch. That hurts.
Ouch.
So, what have we learned? Don't skip left side swamp.
Yep. I mean, it always have nothing until you skip it. That's the rule.
In all honesty, if you go in and decide to not do it right away, that's fine. But when you know there's 2 items, do it. Do left side swamp. Yes, it's horrible to have to do it, but you know, in the odd chance that you don't get the item that's there, that hurts. So that is Fire Rod. We know Lamp is about to be picked up. Other than the flute,
And
we're
my
almost
entrance, yeah, my entrance is blue for go mode.
Yeah, so knowing what Meyer pendant is basically, I mean, hinging on the flute. So once you get the flute, you're gonna know what the Meyer pendant is, and that's gonna, or not pendant, excuse me, the Meyer medallion is. And if we find another medallion, let's say in desert, then we know we have a better chance of having that medallion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's a bit of a schemer on August. We know the boss does not have anything, but a green pendant can be the tipping factor.
Oh man. Oh, that is so... I can't believe he noped out. He was so close to the boss. He might be feeling behind though because of that left side check. Thinking, oh no, my opponent has Fire Rod. I've got to get over to... It's like, just found another fire source. Oh no, what am I gonna do? Oh man, I can't believe he did that. And yes, Phenomenal. The difference right now, Megawott did skip left side. There was 2 items over there. He killed Argus though and has the green pendant. Veetorp noped out as you just saw. So for those of you just joining us, our major difference right now, there's been a lot of similar routing. Our major difference right now is Veetorp with Fire Rod, Megawatt with the green pendant, which is an unknown item. So we know one thing for sure is pain, but it's the fact that what if, let's say, Flute is on Sahasrara?
So if you as they go through the desert gauntlet, if you want to like these 2 madmen doing gambles, make sure to follow the runners. And if you want to watch more randomized race, there's this ALTTP randomizer network that's from no numbers and 2 through 4. And if you want to watch more tournaments in general, there's speed gaming that's from no number and 2 through 6 as well.
Yeah, so definitely give those a follow so you can get those alerts. All the speed gaming channels, as well as the ALTTP randomizer channels. Very good information there. Also, there is a Discord to keep that in mind. Also, you can join the Discord. You can see the link at the end of every randomizer. So, very good thing to keep in mind. And Elminster getting noped out by the Autobot. Oh, that's funny. So getting, I don't know, I missed it. Was there an item on, I don't think there was an item on Landmo, was there?
I don't think so. So after this tour, I think he should go check Skullwoods and then the pedestal as well, because actually both our required item could be on the pedestal.
Yeah, we could still have a a medallion, and the flute could also be on the pedestal because there's nothing stopping the flute from being there. And that would be really painful. The only medallion that can't be there is Bombos. Bombos cannot be on the pedestal. Well, my co-commentator did do the shout-outs for the runners and for the different channels that you can go to watch these randomizer races. Don't forget also that there are people behind the scenes doing a fantastic job, making sure that everything is running smooth and running right. We've got Hanson behind the scenes making sure you can view these folks doing a restream, as well as Corrito doing our tracking, doing a fantastic job of that. Corrito86 is his tag there if you want to give them a follow, as well as my co-commentator Blastag. Definitely give him a follow also. Well deserved.
Well, thank you, but actually I don't really stream, so Veetorp having a little trouble on the land models, even with silver arrows, getting them no problem.
Yeah, with a little bit of lag you get from the silver arrows, it's a weird timing. But with gold sword, swinging twice and killing those guys is so easy. So checking shovel spot over on Megawatt. We've got explosives under the ground. Yeah, not too much there. So he's probably thinking, where's that fire on? And honestly, I think a good play from Veetorp right now, not only Skull Woods and checking the pedestal, Ice Palace is also a good play too. Knocking out Ice Palace, it just might be the right move. But he's going to go check shovel spot too. So let's see where.
Very fast checked. So Megawott is going to go to pot now. Maybe turning the green panda on his way there.
Yeah, not a bad move, making sure that you're ready, but he's thinking right now, well, where am I going to go from here? This is going to be the best check. So, that left side swamp's going to hurt so bad. He's got to go back there. We're going to see what happens, though. If Saha is a payoff, if Saha is flute, that's huge. That's huge. So that's going to be the equalizer right there. That's what we want to. We kind of want to see that. We want to see an equalizer.
Mm-hmm. Moment of truth here.
Yep, let's see. It's blue, but not the flute. So equalizer is a little bit equalized now, where maybe Pod has it, but that's only going to give him an item earlier than what Veetorp would grab. So like if he finds it in Pod, it's going to be a while before. You lost Kiki.
I think he never even picked it up, because when you count mirror, you have efficiency frames. You cannot pick up Kiki during those.
Yep, no iframes. Kiki does not like iframes.
So what Megawott wants here is the flute or the minor entrance on the pedestal. So Veetorp has to go back to swamp. That's his best case scenario.
And in all honesty, it's probably the best case scenario for Ped right now is going to be flute. We have one of the medallions, as well as we know Bombos cannot be on the pedestal, so that gives us Quake. That means Meyer would have to be Quake, and there's a very slim chance that's the case. So 33% chance, but it being on the pedestal as well, you're talking about a lot of things aligning.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Stranger. I mean, we're talking about Rando here. I've seen Stranger.
Yep.
Oh. See, maybe I need to raise this question to Veetorp later. Why is it that you can kill the green little goofy pickle things that dance, but with the gold sword, and they don't shock you, but when the little jellyfish are doing the shock thing, you can't hit them? It just don't make no sense to me.
Well, maybe you need to ask Miyamoto that. So Veetorp opt to not do the bomb jump because he needs to full clear this dungeon. And meanwhile, Megawott found Quick, so that puts only one item left on the pedestal, potential flute.
So right now, they're kind of, as far as the potential of what we want for being on Meyer. I mean, Quake would be nice for Megawatt. That would definitely be a benefit for him. So if it is Quake, that'd be fantastic. And Equalize again, because that's really what we're looking for Megawatt right now, is an equalizer. We're looking for something to just even this plane. So until he can manage to actually get back over to left side swamp and has that premonition. Yeah, gold sword OP except on the moth or blind. And synced big key finds. Veetorp finding the Ice Palace big key and Megawatt finding the big key to pod. Cape. So we already found out that the ledge, the bumper cave was nothing. So right now, Ice Palace is kind of coming up empty. Cape is okay to have, but we're already looking at optimal Ganon kill. So not much else is really going wrong there.
Pod is not looking fruitful either, other than that Quake.
Quake is a nice find if Quake is the medallion for Meyer. There's a lot of ifs involved with that. So I think we're down to just killing the boss.
We did just find Flute and Bumbles in the Dark Maze. Bumbles in the big chest, but that's part of Dark Maze that counted. So we're in no mode.
That is huge. So Pod paid off. He's got Flute. He's got to check left side. That's the equalizer that we were looking for right there. So he can go to Meyer, get into Meyer. It doesn't matter. He just needs that fire rod to be able to clear Skull Woods and Ice Palace. And we're good. So no TR dip today. That's going to be nice.
And given the missing item is the fire rod, Turtle Rod is not going to be a threat to him.
It's not, but he may. Hopefully, Turtle Rock just turns him away. Hopefully, it's the big key on the left-hand side, because then he can't go any further. But if it's a small key on that left-hand side, that's going to hurt. If he decides to go to Turtle Rock thinking, oh no, what if a fire rod is in that first chest or whatever, that's going to hurt. There's a lot of one-of locations that he can check too. Where he flutes here is going to tell us a lot. He can do ice now, though. That's one thing to say too. He can do ice because he has Bombos.
Mm-hmm. That's quick. So everything we want for Meyer is in pod.
So pod is the key to Meyer. And I'm thinking of what else he could actually find here that would even be beneficial. Like, not even a... We haven't found a shield. How about that? Huh.
A shield.
Yeah. So, ooh, what are you doing, Veetorp? Are you going to do... Are you going to go back in and clear swamp? Or is this his route to go to pod? Is he doing it? He's doing it. He's gonna go to pod.
Yep.
So
pod
he's killing that equalizer that Megawatt got. Veetorp is on his way right now to doing exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah, we saw a food. I think that way is faster. I think.
You can go, like, honestly, if you don't have the flute, the faster way is to go to Link's house and go through there, because it's just I think less to deal with. Or even if you need to get back, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know the timing, but it is what it is. Yeah, Alucard makes a good point, and I think if anybody knows, he might know Veetorp just well enough. Will he nope out after finding the flute? Because the flute was first. But
No,
he'll
no,
find Quake
is
first.
first. Quake is first.
I don't think he'll nope out after Quake. But yeah, Quake was first, so that'll be good to find Quake first. But still, that's funny to think that he could nope out after finding one item and being like, "Oh, that's all I need here." No, Bombos was after Flute. Quake was right here. So yeah. So once he gets his flute, he can nope out, and he is going to be in go mode at about one, arguably 15 if he gets there at the time, I think, because if he does the checks that I'm thinking he's going to do, he's going to get his key here and probably go straight to the back.
Yep, he's going to the back, and he will need to check. He should check the basements first because the big key is there.
Yeah, so he's gonna drop his bomb. Well, no, he's not gonna open it. Oh well. Ooh, mini Helmosaurs acting up. Yeah, the only thing is, Smoke, he'll probably go ahead and leave because he literally needs nothing.
Well, he doesn't know he needs Bumbles or not yet. Yeah, he does not know that yet because he has no access to Mario Medallion check yet. So it's strange, but he might leave.
Yeah, both good points. Both good points. Both very good points. Yeah, he could really still get that big chest. It is close by, and you are right. If he doesn't have that third medallion, there's always going to be that thought. So we'll see what happens. Either way, we know it's going to be okay. So
Yeah, whatever doubt he has finding the food, he will be distinguished a few moments later with that Bumbles.
yeah, well, he's 100% ready. Already got the mirror pulled out, and does he nope? He nopes. He's like, 100% potential go mode. I'm gone. See ya.
Wow.
Don't blame him at all. Go in, get this, and get out. Go get your Skullwoods. Go get your Misery Mire kill, and head on up.
Speaking of Mystery Mario kill, Megawott is coming up with that right now. Finding the big key in the peg switch chest, the one you step on switch to refill.
And boom. One cycle, 2 arrows to the eyeball. Get out of here. Now, interestingly enough, I have a feeling that Megawatt is going to go to Ice Palace from here. And full clear Ice Palace. But then check Fat Fairy. It's really difficult. He probably has in the back of his mind that he needs to go to Swamp, but he's not going to be willing to go to that left side until he absolutely has to.
Yeah, the thing about gambles is you don't take them back because that's just poor time loss if you do.
Yeah, really, and 100% there is a each of the dungeons that require medallions to get in are independently decided. So it is a 33.3 infinite chance that any of the medallions are going to be needed on either one of them. So when you got a pendant on one and vice versa or what have you, really, if you have two, your chances of having the right one are 66%. So really noping out like he did, he's not going to check any more chests. He feels pretty confident he's got the right one, including the fact that he got Ether extremely early. The seed is kind of saying what he's got, so. and doing his Skull Woods clear now. You doing Misery Mire as the last dungeon. Megawatt doing what I suspected, going on into Ice Palace, going to full clear that with Bombos.
Mm-hmm. I gotta activate his flute first and go to Skullwoods from here. Actually, with flute, he can clear Mire first and flute back here because it's a quick flute.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty equal on timing wise if you flute over to Mire first. But from here, after you activate this, you can just run, and start Swamp. Swamp is a faster kill. So with not knowing where the big key is to Mire, and still not knowing if Mire is technically accessible right now.
He's really confident he's 66%.
Yeah, he's super confident. He's go moding it like no tomorrow. So Megawatt going for the bomb jump over there, trying to make that a little bit easier on himself, nailing it on the second try. And you know what, Incoherent? I will take those odds any day because 66% of the time it works every time. Yep, grab that second key, get on back there.
I'm a little risk averse, so I would go check Mire Medallion first to decide what I want to do next. Because while Eastern for Veetorp was he already full cleared, and only for the crystal, going for actually I think it's the same for Skullwoods as well. I think they got both items over here already.
Yes, they both have been here because remember the one of the swords was here, so they already checked the big chest and everything like that. So
yeah, did I get both items though? Because if so, this Skull and Eastern first play makes sense because you literally don't get anything else.
I'm pretty sure they got both items. I think it was like upgrade and then the sword. So because they were in and out of there pretty quick. So, but either way, I mean, you got pretty easy dungeon to get through here. So as long as this moth cooperates, come on now, get off the spikes. There you go.
Moss one of the rare boss that's still scary with red mail because all the spikes deal 1 heart regardless. You want to hug the moss instead of hugging the spikes on red mail, that is.
Yeah, because we all know the programmers of this game, the actual vanilla game, were so fantastic at programming bosses that they made it to where Moth can't be hurt when he's on spikes. He's going to go ahead and check Ped.
Well,
maybe to make sure that... No? Why did you check Ped? What could have been there?
Muscle memory, I guess.
For the fans, for the memes. That's why he did it.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to make sure we ask him about that because it couldn't have been the only medallion that he didn't have.
So Veetorp at 1 hour 18 minutes confirms he's in go mode.
Yeah, he confirms himself at 1 hour 18 minutes. But we know he's been in go mode since about 1 hour 12 minutes.
A great cornered coaster fight.
So Megawatt is coming up short in Ice Palace, which we knew would happen. So his next play is probably going to be that Fat Fairy. Just there's no reason not to do it. When you have Bombos, to him, from his perspective, it looks like the seed is telling him to go there with Bombos. So it's kind of a weird play.
Luckily for him, after the Fat Fairy, he might be running out of options other than back to Swamp.
Yeah, I can't think of where else he might need to go. He might think Ped. I guess that's what he's checking right now. Maybe going because he won't be going to Skull Woods. Yeah, maybe he's checking. Oh no, he's checking the Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb. The other checks that Veetorp's already done. So he's checking those checks, and he's gonna go check Bumper Cave and stuff like that right now. Oh man, and getting that bush guard of the little skull pot guy. That's I hate when that happens. When you bounce off of them and it just takes forever.
She's just here to check the Bumper Cave because he has checked the Artisan and Lumberjack Cave. He didn't check that at the start. He checked the Big Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb already, but he didn't check the Bumper Cave and Lumberjack Cave.
Yeah, Fire Rod was left side swamp. So I pretty much the situation was this at one point. Veetorp had gone left side, Megawatt went straight to Argus. Veetorp did not kill Argus. So there was a chance that Megawatt could have an advantage over the green pendant, but it ended up not being the case. Veetorp found his Fire Rod, went and cleared, and ended up going to Pod pretty soon after that and getting his go mode with Flute. Megawatt went in there and found his Flute, as well as finding Bombos and Quake, and pretty much being able to clear Mire, clear everything except for Skull Woods, because he got Bombos, being able to clear Ice Palace. So right now it's a Fire Rod for Megawatt that's keeping him from go mode and killing Moth. So yeah, he skipped left completely. He did not even attempt to go that way. 2 items were left over there as well, so it was kind of interesting that he decided to leave it. Those of y'all just tuning in, the Fire Rod was in fact on left side swamp, which Megawatt skipped over, but cleared the rest of the dungeon in swamp. So he got the green pendant and went and checked it, and he's looking for a Fire Rod now, not really sure where to get it. Found our first shield over there in Fat Fairy.
Mm-hmm. So where do you go next, Megawatt?
Has he done Catfish?
Yes, he did. He coupled that with the witch check, mushroom check.
Okay, didn't realize he did that with the witch check. Is he going back to swamp? Is this the route that he's taking to go back to swamp? Why wouldn't you mirror and do that? Instead, he's going to run the whole way?
Well, looks like it.
He's definitely taking an interesting route. He's going back left side, so he's going to get his Fire Rod, and he's going to be able to go in and get his kill. So this is going to be good. He's going to be upset when he sees this. But with that being said, Veetorp at 123.10, we'll call it that time, has gotten his 7th crystal. Now, while we're on ALTTP Randomizer 2, we do not have a game to start, but you can certainly put your numbers in chat, 1 through 22. Ganon's Tower Big Key is going to be in one of those locations. Put your guesses in chat, and the winner will get the gratitude of me.
Sure, why not?
So, with that being said, while chat's putting their numbers in there, Blast Egg, what is your guess for this big key?
Well, my guess today is going to be 12.
12. So you like the randomizer room too, huh?
I just randomly chose a number, so random room seems fit. Maybe.
My usual chat guess whenever I'm sitting down watching these races is 11, because I enjoy Rando Room, and it's either the bottom right or the top left of Rando Room, in the traditional sense of checking. In this instance, though, because of the way this seat has been, relatively just super fast and giving you everything you need, I'm going to guess it's going to be really quick. I think it's going to be either, I'm going to say 4. it's going to be chest number 4. They're going to have to go in the Stalfos room.
Well, 4 could be on compass room if they do the right side gimbal. We'll see.
Yeah, if he decides to go all the way right, then yeah, it could be in there. Plenty of times it could mess up the routing and choices depending on what you do. That's why we say numbers. So it's all decided by the actual route of the first person in. So at 1:25, and I'll wait for the seconds here on his timer. We'll let him actually walk in. So 1:25:16, he enters Ganon's tower, and we're probably going to end up getting the rage slashes from Megawatt at about 1:27-ish, depending on how quickly he gets through here. So chest number 1, his favorite item, the red boomerang. He hates that item, folks.
Well, no right side gimbal for him. No small key.
And the second shield is on the torch. So let's see if the Stalfos room has it today. And 20. Megawatt. I'm sorry, buddy.
At 1:22:04, Megawatt is in go mode.
The pause. The bomb. The pause. Oh, I'm sorry, Megawatt. It's unfortunate, but now Megawatt has reached go mode, 1:26 in about 18 seconds. Throwing some slashes out there while he's waiting on the duck. He's heading over to Skullwoods now to kill that pesky moth. Chest number 8 is a piece of heart. So still going in. He's going to get number 9 over there in the fire snake room. Poor Veetorp.
Putting that red marine to good use, hitting the crystal switch.
Megawatt making quick work trying to get back to good old Moth. Yeah, don't forget that key, buddy. You need that key. Okay, so we're going into Rando Room now. It's going to be 10, 11, 12, and 13. Throwing an extra little bit of fireworks out there for you. Number 10. The 4th bottle is number 11. Piece of heart with a health refill. That's pretty convenient.
So the 3 of the bottle they find has blue goo. That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, that's actually very useful. Because even if he takes a lot of damage to, let's say, Moldorm 2 or whatever, he's going to be pretty set in stone with that blue goo, because you don't get a refill after killing Aga 2. So, Bob's chest. You hiding it today, Bob? Oh no! I'm about to say, don't fall without checking that chest. That is so it's scary when that happens. Like I've done that myself before. Threw the bomb in and went to go walk over there to check the chest, and it blew up. I messed up the timing. So luckily he is well versed and knew to walk out and just come right back in, reset that. Megawatt is now at his 7th crystal. So a good difference here might be if it's on right side. If he decides to stay on the right side, if it's not in here, vanilla. Yeah, so if Megawatt decides to go right side, this could make up a lot of time.
He'll need to do Dark Magician if he wants to go right side first. There's no smoking in the first 2.
Yeah. Still, I mean, if he decides to try to do something weird like that, if he feels behind, because he probably feels
Behind.
just really behind finding that left side fire rod. I can imagine he's kicking himself. I mean, it's never fun.
So to explain, Dark Magician round is you go left side first to the Stalfos room, and then mirror out to do the right side straight to the Ice Armors, and then go. If you still haven't found a big key, then go to the Rando room.
Yes. So it's a slightly different route. It's actually using it's faster to get to Ice Armos when you are going the right side. And there it is, right there. That is number 17, I believe. No, that is 18. I can't count today. That is 18.
I think that's 19 actually. There's tile room and the 2 chests up top left.
Yes.
So,
you are
that
correct.
would be 19.
You are correct. 3 chests left, 19. Thank you. Yeah. Counting is hard. Working with numbers, not me. Good things. Brain mush. So Veetorp is in his gauntlet, and Megawatt is entering at about 1:30, 53-ish. 55. Okay, I miscounted by a couple seconds.
So that's about 3 to 4 minutes difference. So looks like he's going to right hand side, not going to get his small key for Gamble. Let's see what he does from there.
So gonna mirror and go left. He's probably gonna go full left. So we can hope that he goes back right. I doubt it. I really doubt it. And oddly enough, for him, the fire shield was actually on the fire. So he's going to be going full left. He's going to go check Stalfos' room. So yeah, Megawatt needs to make up quite a bit of time. And really the only thing that's going to make this difference is maybe 2, 3 Ganon falls. It's going to take a decent amount.
Having no problem on lane bonus 2 unlike the first round.
Yeah, doing very good clearing out that land mode too. That was a really quick fight. From here on out, it's straight NMG. So, and even then, it's going to be easier than that because he's got gold sword and silvers. So, just things are made way quicker. Yeah, rip the Dark Magician route. Dream. If he would have done that, that would have definitely been a very big time save for him. But you can't cite him for not doing it for doing it this way, because this is a pretty common way. So.
Well, the hardest part of Dark Magician round is the double fireball room. I would do that strategy if I know how to do that room, but currently I do not, so I cannot do that strat just yet.
Yeah, so y'all saw Veetorp kind of walk at the bottom there. There's a reason behind that. He was holding up because if you go up the stairs at the same time that door closes behind you, and one of those torches goes out, you actually glitch out Ganon's tower. You mess up Aga 2's sprite, and it requires you to leave Ganon's tower and come back in. So it wastes a lot of time and a decent amount of time having to come back all the way through Gauntlet at just such a poor moment. So 2 slices on Choldorm 2. He's down. He's gone. Do we get the meme check? Nope. Veetorp says not today. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, there's nothing he wants there. He already got every equipment.
Yeah, at that point it would have been a meme check. Taking Bob's life. Yeah, I'm still going to ask him about that pedestal check. I want to know what he thought was on pedestal.
And I want to ask about his, actually maybe not, 66% fail. I kind of want to ask him about that too.
I think that's why he checked pedestal. I think he checked it thinking Bombos might be there and just not realizing that that Bombos was a TR thing. Like you needed Bombos to get into TR because he's the one that checked it. He checked it first.
He checked it second, but we didn't caught what Mega saw. Mega's TR check is so brief that no one caught it other than himself.
Ah, so Megawatt did do one. It was just really quick. I gotcha. Yeah, Veetorp walked all the way over to it and gave it a couple seconds for us. But now at 1:35:14, we fall into the hole to Ganon's lair of doom and pig faces.
With Ghost Sword, each phase only requires 6 slashes. I think that's already 6. Ganon's turning his head, we're on to second phase. Using a death strat, he only 6 dashes as well.
Yep. Quick work. He's going to be in phase 3. And now 4 slashes as he gets up in the air. Slams down.
So the death strat is because you do not take knockback when you dash him, and so you won't be hit into a fire ring during that.
Yeah, and he's doing extra slashes. You don't actually need to do that. So gets a double, gets the torch glitch. Gonna wait for him to come back down, hit him again. Is he gonna try to for the double? 1, 2, double. And the big pig is down. And here shortly we will be calling his official time. And once he walks through that door, boom, official race time of 1:36:41. A winner is you. Sorry to spoil the message for you folks, but yeah. GG to Veetorp. Get your GGs in chat. Gonna see if I can't get him in here for a quick interview. See what he wants to do. Not mention. There you go.
Do you think we should wait for Megawatt as well?
We can go ahead and get Veetorp in here first. Talk to him a little bit while Megawatt's going through the gauntlet. So. All right, Veetorp said sure, just a second, so he'll be in here in just a moment, and we will ask him those few questions and get his thoughts. Ask him about the ped check. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna ask him about that ped check. I'm curious about that myself because not much else could have been done there. So.
So, Megawatt's missing 1 silver arrow. You can only have 1 arrow firing in the area at a time, so his second attempt didn't come through. He has to wait another cycle for that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring Veetorp on in. Veetorp, GG, sir.
GG. Oh my goodness, that was crazy.
Yes, it was. So right now Megawatt is doing his gauntlet. Honestly, it's a lot closer than we kind of expected because he left Swamp without doing left side.
Oh, really?
Yes, he skipped left side Swamp. He went right back to Argus, and he decided to leave those 2 items over there at a real critical time. You went in and noped out and didn't do Argus. We thought that something might be on Green Pendant. We were like, well, the equalizer would be if the flute was there, and that would be a great equalizer. Meanwhile, Megawatt's over there checking everywhere he can, and he goes to pod, checks, finds the flute, finds the Quake Medallion first, then the flute. That brings me to my question for you. 1, you noped out a pod before checking the big chest. Why did you check ped?
There was this So I was never going to be closer to the pedestal at any other point in the game, and Bombos was still a possibility.
It couldn't have been there.
I guess it really couldn't have been there, and I literally didn't even think about that. I was just like, it could be Bombos that could be there, and this is the closest I'm ever going to be, so I might as well just check it now. And you are right, because Turtle Rock wouldn't have let it be there. Never mind.
Yeah. So we were all like, why are you checking pedestal when you noped out of pod anyway? Like, it was really funny because Bombos was in the big chest.
Was Bombos in the big chest?
Yes. Bombos was in the big chest.
When I noped out, I was like, my mind was like strictly set on my go mode item is flute, my go mode item is flute. I popped the flute up and I'm like, good, I'm good to go. And I just left and I'm like thinking, I really hope I don't have to come back for that big chest. I think I left a thing in Hera's basement that I was like, I don't go back for that.
Nope. Megawatt didn't even check that either. Nobody, neither of you went back for that. Which we were talking about that early too, because both of you sequence broke going up there because neither one of you wanted to go to Swamp. So you all found, he found the bow first and found all that stuff first. You were trailing him for quite some time, and really everything just flipped 180 when you found Fire Rod in the left side and he left. He killed Argus and just decided to go. So you moved on, went to Ice Palace, decided to go a couple other places. You did Mire last, excuse me. So you did a couple other spots and did your Ice Palace and did Skull Woods and realized, oh, well, I need to go to Pod, and checked Pod and finished Eastern with it and did all that kind of routing, which was perfect. And it was just so painful to watch him leave at that moment when you found Fire Rod, man.
It was so the funny thing is it was a real coin flip when I got to the big chest whether I was gonna go left or up. That was I'm like, I don't really want to do this whole dungeon. I knew the lamp was in there. Like, the lamp had to be in there. It was the only progression in the game that led to anything at that point. Like, in my mind, it needed a fire source for something. And lamp would have gotten us up to Death Mountain, gotten us the bow and a few other things. So I'm like, okay. So the lamp's probably in here. And I pick up the fire rod and I'm like, okay, maybe it's not in here. So after I check the left side, I'm like, all right, I don't really want to do that. I almost noped out on the left side and I'm like, there are 3 more chests. I'll just check them, but I'm definitely not going to Argus. That was like, set. I'm not going to do them. So I put on the mirror before I walked into the room. I'm like, I'm just not doing them.
And real quick, Megawatt, GG without a doubt, getting the double just like Veetorp did, finishing the big pig. He missed torch glitch, but I mean, gold sword, silvers. Who needs torch, right?
You don't need that glitch.
Yeah, you don't need it at all. But clean fight, GG to Megawatt. Get your GGs in chat. Let's see if we can't get him in here for a quick interview as well. Of course, I have to find him in the list too.
So while he's doing that,
I think that's him. There he is, Megawatt. Well, he's got Deafen on.
I can. No, he doesn't. He's personally on that.
Oh yeah. Okay. There we go. Megawatt, GG, sir. Possibly mic muted on headset.
GG, Megawatt.
Sorry, I have a tap to speak on, and I forgot about that. GG, Veetorp.
Oh, that was a crazy one.
It started off really well. I was so hopeful.
It started off scary. Too many items, too quick. It was like, and nowhere to go with them. Like, they weren't any progressions items. They were just all the items you hope to get anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I usually like it when it's front-loaded like that, but I always end up regretting liking it because there's just about always something hiding, like in the left side swamp, perhaps.
Yeah,
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Oh man,
we were letting him know that too. Without a doubt, that's what it came down to. Which I'm sure you already know. But honestly, for the longest time, you were getting a lot of the location checks. You decided to go to Death Mountain, sequence break that before Veetorp did. You got your bow. You got a lot of the items a little bit faster. And when it came to Swamp, the difference happened there. He actually noped out and didn't kill Argus at all. So there was a very big equalizer possibility with an item on Sahasrahla. And we were kind of hoping for that, to see that equalizer happen, to where, you know, you would need to go back to Swamp for one thing and he would need to go back to Swamp for one thing. But honestly, with as close as it was, it was a lot closer than I expected because of that fire rod being in left side Swamp. So definitely amazing match between the two of you. It was a fantastic routing. I really have to give you both credit. It was fantastic to watch.
Yeah, it certainly felt early on like that Kakariko was very unusual routing, but I just found, like, all right, I had my gloves, I had my hammer, I was headed straight to the bomb shop to buy bombs since there weren't any in Escape. And then I picked up the Moon Pearl on the way. I was like, all right, we're going to go from the bottom up and go straight into Thieves' Town afterwards. And that didn't work out because I died.
Yeah.
But
there was actually, I think the rats, I got one bomb off a rat, and also the hoarders had bombs hanging out under them.
Well, thankfully the boots were in a nice location, and so I didn't really need any bombs in Escape, but I was on my way to buy bombs for Kakariko and whatnot.
That's actually another thing that was really interesting in this match was the beginning routing, and like in Standard you don't see this. You don't see this in Standard, where the routing was so different at like 8 minutes. Because you had to go buy bombs, and you decided to go from south to north, and Veetorp went from north to south. So you were in Dark World like really quick. So Veetorp went down, got his bottle, and went back up and checked. No, excuse me, that was the previous match. But either way, the routing was like perfect on both ends, but in different ways. And Veetorp went and checked Hype Cave, got a sword. You went into Skull Woods, got a sword, and like. Y'all kept getting things so similar to each other and coming back, and it was just funny the way it ended up working out, because it wasn't similar routing at all, yet y'all ended up in the same places 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Finding that mirror on Digging Game.
Yeah, the mirror on Digging Game was really another thing that happened too, because again, north to south, south to north. So you didn't get your 4th sword until a little bit later, because you went after and went and checked south of Grove. He had routed it in because he went from to south, so he went and got his mirror and then realized, oh wow, so now I can go do the blacksmith, and he went and checked Stumpy and then checked south of Grove. So like some of the checks just ended up equaling out in such a different way. And I mean, literally, this came down to just Rando being Rando and left side Swamp. So
yeah, that's an unfortunate thing you can't really avoid.
no,
Right.
you can't.
When I found the mirror, though, I regretted so much that I just had to die where I did so early on. Because I could have had the mirror so quickly. And like, I wasn't really bothered by finding the mirror after I'd already checked hammer pegs. That was just like time saving at that point. At least I felt like it was saving time. So I felt good about that.
Yeah, it really wasn't a it felt worse than what it really was, honestly, whenever you took that death like you did on the outside of Skull Woods. Like the deaths weren't even a factor at all. That's what's really interesting. Like, while unfortunate and they felt bad, and they obviously will make you feel a little bit different in your routing because you have no idea what's going on the other side, it had zero effect on actually what happened. So it was, again, fun to watch, especially because Standard is so honestly similar. You literally don't see anything different from the runners until about like 20 or 30 minutes in. This time from 8 on, because of all the items y'all got, it just went completely reversed on both ends. It was awesome.
Well, it still makes me glad to know that it was entertaining to watch, at least.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I definitely want to give GG's again. Again, everybody in chat, please follow these runners. They provided your entertainment today. I want to thank my co-commentator. I want to thank our tracker, as well as our restreamer, as the Speed Gaming crew, and the ALTTP Randomizer crews. I do want to let y'all know there is more Randomizer going on. There is Speed Gaming 5. You've got a match going on. You've also got on ALTTPR 1, no number at the end, another match. And there is other games that are being played as well. Super Mario Sunshine is going to be on Speed Gaming at 8 p.m. and Speed Gaming 3 is also going to be doing an NMG tournament for Link to the Past. So quite a bit of stuff's going on these channels. Check them out. If you're wanting just nothing but Randomizer, always, every day, plethora of matches. There's 500 some odd people in this thing. So trust me, you're going to find it on one of the ALTTPR channels or Speed Game. So anything you want to close us out with there, Blastic?
Well, I have nothing more to say. Just good night and have a good day.
Yep, and thank you, folks, and we'll see you around.